My name is Graeme. I am, I guess, first and foremost, an entrepreneur at this point. I'm a content creator. I write about travel, credit card points, basically an internet entrepreneur and content creator at this point.
So why don't you tell me, what aspects of the coaching program have you found to be most valuable?
Yeah, I think it's been just, being able to converse with David and an outside perspective on a lot of the challenges that I'm facing. It has been so refreshing to kind of just have a second set of eyes that can see from an outside perspective, oh, okay, this is where I'm going. I'm, finding success, but then David can come in and say, okay, let's look at this area. You're spending a lot of time on tasks that aren't actually moving the needle in the direction that you want to move on. Why is that? We can look at that. What are alternatives that we can do to improve that and, make things better for you? So yeah, my favorite aspect, I think, has just been honestly David's guidance in both with his help, I select issues that are pressing or challenging that I want to fix, and then together we come up with solutions fixing these problems.
And you talked about coming up with topics, and that's a great segue to the whole idea of as you know, my coaching is based in solution focus, right? Letting the client decide most of the time, what they want to bring to the table. How has that process worked for you?
I think it's worked really good. I think oftentimes I'll come into the call and I'm actually not even sure. I have ideas of what is challenging me, but I'm not sure. And through our conversations, something always bubbles to the surface where I'm stressed. Why am I stressed? It's because I'm not managing my emails properly. And then we brainstorm, what can I outsource this? Can I section it off so I have a time to do it? So yeah, I think it's been great. I think I don't always even know what is the most pressing solution, but I feel like through our calls, we often always get to the most pressing issue and then we address it and come up with an action plan. So yeah, it's been super helpful.
And I think a lot of people that are contemplating coaching are sometimes intimidated or perhaps a little uncomfortable about the idea, is this coaching going to be all about talking about my feelings and whatnot? But I wonder if you can talk about how, the feelings and the emotions have kind of come into our coaching calls and what that's meant for you.
One of my biggest resistances was kind of it being too much of a touchy-feely practice. That is not something that typically I identify with. I like to push that way down, but I think it comes in actually a very practical way for me and for everyone. We get locked into patterns based on our feelings, based on our past. And I've found David to be so helpful in just identifying some of the feelings behind some of my actions. Maybe email makes me anxious because I used to have a stressful job that brought in a lot of emails that were stressful, but now I don't have that job and I kind of have carried over that. For me, it's been a really helpful practice in just identifying some of the ways and patterns that I've developed and then, realistically looking at, is that still true? And oftentimes for me, it's not been true, but it's just been a pattern that I've held on to. So I think the emotional feelings was definitely I was just uncertain about it, but I've found it to be super helpful to analyze and have tried to do that more and more in my own life and with David's help.
How would you describe my coaching style and our sessions together?
It's just so positive, helpful, reassuring. It's kind of like having a super close friend that can help you with any of your problems, business, personal. And I mean, a lot of that really intertwines too. But it's very approachable, I feel like is a good word. It's not intimidating. It's just kind of simply addressing the big problems in your life or your business.
If someone's watching this who's thinking about joining the coaching program, what thoughts or advice or what would you like to share with them?
I would strongly recommend joining. It has been such a transformative experience for me. My business's revenue has ginormously grown with David's help, and my personal growth has grown tremendously too, which I think is probably even more important. Yeah, I can't say enough good things. It's just been an incredible experience for me. It's been so transformative. I'm excited to see where I'll be at a year from now, but already, 6-8 months in, I've grown a ton, and David's been a ginormous reason why.
Amazing. Thank you, Graeme.